In this lesson, I'm going to demonstrate completing the 8th grade threading sample. In order to get started, I should have already given you a rubric to follow along to complete your assignment. So the first thing it says is to take 2 fabric squares, and it says right sides of fabric are on the inside. So take the 2 squares, put the right sides up, and then just take one and flip it over so that the 2 right sides are on the inside or facing each other. You're going to pin one right side with 3 pins in order that the edges are even. Now, while I'm pinning this, the next thing you would want to do is thread your sewing machine. Use a different colored spool of thread than bobbin so that you can tell the difference as you're threading the machine. You want to make sure that you have a pair of little orange scissors or paper scissors to fish when you go fishing and also to cut your threads. If you want to make sure that your machine is threaded correctly, get a scrap of fabric, sew on that, and look at the stitching to make sure that it looks correct. After that, you're ready to begin sewing. You're going to sew 1 5/8 inch line along the right hand edge where you pinned. So we're going to turn on the machine. I want to line up this edge with the 5/8 inch guide on the throw plate. Start at the very beginning of your fabric, and as I've mentioned before, in 8th grade, you can make a knot using the foot pedal if you would like, or using the hand wheel, whichever you prefer. But do at least 3 stitches. Do 3 or 4 in reverse till you get back to the beginning. And begin sewing your line. Before you come to that first pin, take it out, put it on your magnet, and continue sewing, staying along the 5/8 so you have a straight line. So to the very edge of your fabric, make a knot in reverse, 3 or 4 stitches, and 3 or 4 forward. When you get to the end of the fabric again, turn your hand wheel till your take-up lever is all the way up, raise your presser foot, pull out your fabric, trim your threads at the edge of the fabric there, and at the other edge of your fabric. You always want to trim your threads when you're sewing. After you've completed that, you can turn off your machine. You would go over to the ironing board and follow instructions that you have already been given. You will iron this seam open so that it lays flat. After that is completed, you will take your rubric, staple it to one of the corners of your fabric, doesn't matter which one, and turn it in for a grade.